Hello pilots and welcome to Season 4 of Flight Academy, brought to you by Out of Arc Gaming. As always, my name is Phil. Full format rules and lists are in the description below, and you can see all the lists in the video linked in the top right hand corner of the screen now. But joining me for the final round robin game, we have...
Hey guys, it's Andy.
Hey Andy, welcome back. This is it. The Swiss is over after this. It's top cut, and at this point, Conor is fighting for that fourth position. I think he's like 1 point away from getting it, so he's really going for it, but he's up against some bombers, and they can be tough.
Yeah, I think it was quite a tight table actually. I think Ben and Josh were kind of outliers, weren't they, with the top two? But then kind of position 3, 4, 5. I think there was only a few points in it, so it's good that it's still everything to play for in the final round.
I mean, going into the last round, I think that there were 4 players that could have taken the third and fourth slot. It was very close. You were actually one of the players that were in contention for it as well. I think it was me, you, Scott, and Conor. My win against Josh was quite handy because that guaranteed me at least 4th place. And it came down to obviously yours, Scott's results as to whether either of you could overtake that, and then Conor's to see if he could steal 4th. At the moment, obviously, both you and Scott didn't quite get the results you were looking for, so it's Conor's now to come in and do what Conor always does and snipe a win off someone. So, and he's got a great list for it. I'm not gonna lie. This is, if I was running a B-Wing list, this is the B-Wing list I would be running, because Numb and Braylen are just fantastic. I love these two.
Yeah, that's a scary loadout, both with marksmanship, fire control, auto blasters.
Yeah,
that's a lot of damage.
Not gonna lie, I probably would have forgotten auto blasters and stuck proton cannons on them or something, because I'm quite partial to those. But yeah, very scary loadout. They're basically running the exact same thing, except for Ten, who has a few more points, so took an eye on Torpedo, just in case he decides that's where he wants to go. But you know what? The bombers can still put in some hurt. And they're all initiative 4, so there's no initiative kills here. So it's just going to be a straight slugfest between the Rebellion and the Empire, and there's nothing really more fun than seeing a good old slugfest between these two fabled foes.
Absolutely, yeah, and it's quite exciting to see the return of the bomber. I am partial to any ship that can take a bit of ordnance. So it'd be nice to see some nice red dice coming through from those proton tops, but we'll see.
And we should hopefully see more bombers soon, because they will be standard with the starter kit and the dual bomber pack coming out very soon. I mean, I would pick those up, but again, I have a lot of those ships in the packs quite a few times. I think I already have 4 or 5 bombers, so I don't need 7 or 8.
Yeah, and I think they said, didn't they, that with the new starter kits, there's no new releases there, right? So it's not that existing players are going to need to buy the starter kit just to get 1 or 2 cards or anything like that.
I don't believe there's any standard loadouts. There's like the quick build ones, but I don't think there's any standard loadouts. And yeah, they're a great place for people wanting to start a new faction, because you get literally everything you need. Also 4 of each dice, which seems like a really weird thing to be excited about, but that's actually quite cool. Oh, that's not good.
Oh, I thought that was double evade. I thought that was a...
No, that's double focus. That's a direct hit and a damaged engine onto Jonas there at the front.
That's half points on Jonas already.
Yeah.
Ouch.
that's probably one of the downsides with the bombers, that they don't have any shields. In a format like this, they do struggle a little bit because of that.
They've gone down quicker than I've expected. I thought they would be a bit more chunky, but yeah.
Oh, but there is enough of A's there for Jonas just to laugh that one off. And now Wes gets to shoot back, which is what we want to see. Bombers doing their thing. Can he take down one of these B-Wings? I think if Wes can take down one of these B-Wings and still have both bombers left, I think he'll be in a good position. It's a tall order, but I think he can just about pull it off.
I think, if he uses the ordnance well.
Yeah, and that does look like a proton torp there. Oh, the reroll not quite going to plan. But getting the hit critting on Braylen there. So getting a couple of shields down would have been nice to get a few more, but we can't have everything. I do believe, though, that I think possibly Wes has got his proton torp and cluster missiles switched around on the ships.
Yeah, he clearly pointed to Jonas on that first attack.
So I think there was a bit of a switch around on those upgrades, but as long as that remains consistent, again, we're here to have fun. So
absolutely,
3 shields down on Braylen.
And again, we mentioned before, didn't we, in one of the previous videos, about one of the beauties of this format as well is if you do make a couple of mistakes, it's not the end of the world, because it's such a short game anyway. So it's not like you've just spent a 75-minute game and realised you've handicapped yourself for the whole time, or vice versa, took advantage of your opponent by accident.
Aggressive there from Jonas, actually. It's almost a shame that Jonas is in front, because he's the one with the proton bombs, and it means that he can't drop them with Reimer there.
Yeah,
he could potentially, if Jonas does survive this next round of shooting, with the skilled bombardier and the bomber's inbuilt ability, he could drop that with the one bank, and it might not affect Reimer. Possibly. Be tough.
That was an expert maneuver by Conor there. That one bank coming in very close to the obstacle. I was looking and thinking, oh, is he gonna? I think he's probably gonna have to do a hard turn to come in, but he went for the bank.
Yeah. Ooh, now he's barrel rolling across, possibly looking to spread the damage onto Reimer, assuming that Braylen is going to actually just take Jonas out. Maybe trying to avoid a potential proton bomb as well. An interesting one.
Yeah, because it looks like either side, the obstacle's possibly in the way. So, trouble is, where he is now, he's probably going to have to turn right to miss it.
I mean, he could just be like a madman and just go over it and not care. He's got loads of shields, so
sure.
I mean, the great thing is, as long as he clears it, he still gets an action. Actually, that's a debris. He won't get an action, but he'll get a stress, and it's 10 Numb. Who loves stress? Braylen re-roll there. So just one shield off Braylen there from Jonas, I believe. Has initiative, so does get to do all of his shooting first this time, which is going to be quite nice for him. I think this is again, cluster missiles from Reimer when it should be protons, but this has happened. 2 damage into Braylen. So we've got half points all round. Not bad at all. Those bombers doing some work. It would have been it would have been nice if they could have taken Braylen down, but let's see what Connor's shoot could do. This is where it's going to be tricky because range 1 with a B-wing, with Braylen being able to re-roll and marksmanship.
Oh, that's going to hurt.
Spending the focus, that's 2 hits, 2 crits. So, I mean, that's dead regardless. That's a hit and 2 crits on Jonas, unfortunately. And one of them was a direct hit as well. And the other one was a damaged engine. So it's direct hit, damaged engine, direct hit, damaged engine on Jonas. You can't write that.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, that's not the position you want to be in with a B-wing.
No, and if he could have dropped that proton bomb as well, that would have been really nice to try and catch both of them. I mean, Braylen still had the double tap anyway with auto blasters, so that would have just been absolutely brutal. Marksmanship hit crit to Reimer. Evades, ignoring it, loving life. Jonas could have done with some of that earlier.
I think that's the thing with ordnance. It's a lot of fun to bring missiles, torpedoes, bombs, but when you lose a ship before you get the chance to use them, it's just I think could those points have been spent on a bit more survivability or something else? But with a bomber, I mean, you can't not take ordnance on the bomber, right? That's what they're there for.
Yeah, I mean, back in version 1, you had different variations, like title cards where you could change what it, like turn it into a crew carrier essentially, but you don't have that in version 2, and I'm kind of glad for that because bomber needs munitions. If it doesn't have munitions, it's not right. And there we go. Called it, going straight over that obstacle, not really caring. Proton bomb there would have been beautiful as well because it would have caught 10 Numb. That would have been just a straight crit, and if it, depending on what Braylen's doing, if it would have caught Braylen, that could have been absolutely devastating. But I'm interested to see what Reimer's going to do now. Got a blinded pilot, which is not helpful at all, so can't modify.
No.
They're just clarifying. Is a weird thing. They're clarifying how debris works because they've obviously updated the obstacles quite a fair bit. So go over debris, roll a dice. If you get a crit, you take a crit. You get a stress regardless. And it's just a case of do you take an auto damage, which is on an asteroid. That proton would have hit both. It would have hit both. Oh, that's unfortunate. And
is that a K10?
I think that's a big K. That's actually really good from Ryan because he's got a target lock on Braylen. So, again, because they've got the protons and clusters the wrong way round, does mean he can actually shoot his clusters. Protons would have been better.
Well, hopefully clusters would be enough.
Protons on Ryan would have been great because he can reduce the range to range 1 on it.
Oh, range 1 proton tops.
But that is a hit crit going into Ryan. It's a loose stabilizer, so straight maneuvers only unless he wants to take damage. And again, to clarify, K-turn does not count as a straight basic maneuver, so if you do a K-turn on a loose stabilizer, you do still take damage. What can Reimer do in response here? That's triple crit.
Oh,
There is an evade, but that is Braylen down. That's a
Okay.
good response.
that's nice.
I
Though
mean,
I think these crits are gonna make it difficult for him to come back from this.
they are going to hurt Robert, and that's a hit crit in there. There's a lot of crits going around. Just one shield onto 10 Numb, but that was a lot
of damage.
A solid round. Yeah. Can't complain on that round, to be honest. That was really good for Wes there. Making it a lot tougher for Conor, but the crits on Reimer are Blinded Pilot and Loose Stabilizer are not ideal. He's going to want to start looking at fixing those as quickly as possible. Especially with 10 Numb not being stressed. 10 Numb can do whatever he wants right now. Don't think one Talon either way might be quite nice.
Did he? He must have repaired. Oh, what did he? Did he repair one of the?
He has repaired.
Oh yeah, he repaired Blinded Pilot. Yeah, okay.
Oh.
Now that's not one you want to sit on.
No, Connor's just trying to show exactly how all of the obstacles work, as though it's a training exercise. Now he just needs to hit the gas cloud to give us all 3. Giving Wes a bit of a helping hand there. I just want to clarify, I think it was actually the Loose Stabilizer that was fixed there, not the Blinded Pilot, looking at the card up in the top corner there. But that's the Blinded Pilot fixed there now.
Brilliant.
Again, sometimes it's not always easy to pick up exactly what's happening when you're overlaying this after the fact, because unlike yourself, they might not be as clear as possible. In one of your games where you fixed one of your crits and you held it out so we could see it, that was brilliant. Loved that. So I knew exactly what was happening.
Oh yeah, I thought that was the old sort of etiquette on stream. You put a flash it to the dice cam and do a flip over to demonstrate repairing. But yeah, I know you can sometimes hear the players, can't you, when you do the playbacks as well, so you can decipher what they're saying. But I guess that's not always the case.
Not always easy. I mean, I will say, whilst doing the overlay for this one, I could hear Madbots in the background talking, and he's not the quietest of people. But it was fine. Again, both were repaired eventually. So the Loose Stabilizer was repaired first, so that bank did not trigger. Then the Blinded Pilot was repaired. Now Connor's going to try and see if he can actually trigger them back on there.
I wonder how different this game may have been if the two bombers were in the if they swapped positions, because in a very good position now to have some bombs.
Yeah. So it was a blank and a focus, and forgetting he had the focus, so he spends the focus for an evade, but that final one is a fuel leak. But here comes the double tap. There's me just recording the dice. Yep, focus the Spencer. That is Reimer down. A valiant effort though. Those bombers did really well there. Taking Braylen down, doing quite a bit of damage on 10 Numb. So a very good effort from the both of them. But let's have a quick look.
That cluster missiles was pretty juicy that we had in the centre of the table.
Really nice cluster missile actually. When you can pull off a cluster missile properly, it does feel good. And getting the amount of crits he had on there as well against a single evade ship, beautiful. But let's have a quick look and see how that does actually affect our table at the end, and see who our top 4 cuts are. So as we know, Ben just ran away with it at the top there. Josh, our rookie, getting 25 points, taken second. I managed to somehow get third place with 21, and that win there elevated Scott above Conor. The ship kill count for Conor is what also got him a lot more points there. Obviously, we've got Scott, Madbots there, yourself, and yeah, so basically we are going into the top 4 next week. It will be Ben versus myself and Josh versus Conor in the semi-finals, then a third place in the final, so we'll see who is our Season 4 champion next week. So do stick around for that. But Andy, thank you once again for joining us for that.
Oh, it's been great. Thanks for having me.
No worries, always good to have you on board, buddy. And like I said, guys, don't forget, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time.